Bitcoin news and updates. The judge on the case for Butterfly Labs is considering the Bitcoin Butterfly Labs miners and their business to reopen. After a couple days of arguments, a federal judge has taken under advisement whether to allow the Butterfly Labs Bitcoin company to resume operations after an FTC shutdown earlier this year. The court previously issued a stipulated interim order that allowed the company to reopen and perform select business activities while awaiting the ruling. The Federal Trade Commission filed its suit in September, alleging the company, which produces machines used to mine the digital currency Bitcoin, was using a pre-order model to charge consumers thousands of dollars, but then failing to deliver on time or often at all. By the time those computers were delivered to customers, the FTC says they were practically useless. The company has denied those allegations. Now the FTC is seeking a preliminary injunction, which would keep Butterfly Labs in the hands of a receiver and would continue to freeze the assets of the company and several individuals. The judge heard arguments and witnessed testimonies and has asked attorneys from both sides for post-trial briefings, which are due next week. Following consideration of those briefings, he will make a ruling. However, comments made during the hearing in the Western District of Missouri suggest that they're seeking an inequitable way to allow the company to resume business while still ensuring the preservation of company assets for possible consumer redress. Can we fashion some other form of relief? He asked attorneys several times. What if we don't have a receiver? What would that look like? The lawyer that represents Butterfly Labs said that the company has cooperated fully with the investigation and there is no risk of them dissipating assets ahead of a final ruling. He said that if the goal to make sure money remains for consumers, the company should be allowed to reopen and make some money. Fees and expenses associated with the receivership are now close to $1 million. And we don't know if the company can survive receiver going forward. That's what their attorney's claiming. The lawyers for the FTC argue that the company is operating with money procured from deception. And the company has capitalized with about $8,000, they said. The subsequent millions were made from the company pre-order model. Wams did not indicate, however, quickly he could make a decision. Though we know that Butterfly Labs is looking for expediency. Now, here are my thoughts. Butterfly Labs, you placed the pre-orders, and they even had proof that they had the devices pre-mining before they even sent the orders out. So the computer and the machine you received was being used for 6 months straight while they made a profit off of it. They're claiming they didn't make a profit. They've mined a percentage of the Bitcoins that do exist today, and I'm sure they have tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in Bitcoin assets hidden away from mining with the devices you pre-ordered. And now that they're saying that all they have is $1 million in fees, and they're lying to get away with one of the biggest scams in Bitcoin history.